Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one, the only, the Azothan. We are now live. April 11th, 2018. We are playing a Lordaeron the Foremath replay, and I am just dicking around with my camera one more time to deny chat the right, or even the possibility, of seeing the replay counter. That's right. Let me go ahead and adjust that real quick for you guys. Worst day ever. Okay, now we're back, and today's players are Katawin, Sharky's Bar, Soon But Never, Binky, Terrace Menethil, Monaz, Ruberov, Harlocker, Fabulous, Arenicus, Inspector Masiak, and Lord Uther. Of course, as always, it's Dragonmaw, Lordaeron, Silverhand, Cult of the Damned, Ranger Corps, Shadow Council, Dark-Haired Dwarves, Dalaran, Burning Legion, Lich King, Highborn. Oh my god, I feel like I should make a song out of that, you know what I mean? Okay, so tits and all, let's keep going. I have noticed that when I was recording using OBS, the quality was crap, but we got to go to the end of replays. Whereas when I use Shadowplay, it's less likely to get there, but the quality is awesome. So let's go ahead and start out with the three big fights. There's going to be the Cult attempting to hold their first base. There's going to be the Draenei attempting to hold their first base. Sort of a weird mirror matchup going on there with the fact that they're both trying to hold on to these areas to get more money, whereas Light Blue, the more money he gets out of Tempest Keep, the longer he holds this, the less money his enemies get when they finally take it over. So they are encouraged to push pretty aggressively. Demons did try. Oh, actually, spanky little technique. What is going on here? No. Is Antonitis even revivable? He must be, right? Because he hasn't disappeared from the hero roster. But that was a nice demon surround. Purple wasn't paying attention. Dark green and purple, assuming that this is going to be a free win, as it usually is for the Alliance, have run in here and been soundly rebuffed. Meanwhile, Gray is sending over destroyers. Okay, I thought he was sending over a boat. I've always wanted to try the strategy of getting Kel'Thuzad in a boat super quick, run him over there, get Noxoramus, bring it back, and then have your hero, your makeable hero, available to you for the fight. What makes you think I'm so bad?
Our allies' town is under siege.
Alright, now we're going to test something out here and see if I stop recording. Yeah, so it still stutters occasionally, but that's fine. We'll keep recording. May have missed a little bit of action, but just hop right back in. Oh! And they got his cannon, though. Dunalgau's losing its cannon, meaning that at some point some orcs got saucy and decided to target it. Dark Horde finally coming out of Blackrock. Demon reinforcements now on the way. We can see he's set up a Legion gateway. He's getting his big guys. Teal finally going to have a front line to use. Oh, OJ's a little weak, though. OJ probably shouldn't be going in against that. Where's his armies? Are they still... Oh, this is a terrible situation. All of these Anchorite warriors left to fight evil might actually end up doing a better job just because they'll use all of the abilities. But they're going to take a huge toll on these Outland armies by a player that is no longer controlling anything here. Shame to lose them all. I think they needed to be within the protective circle of Maru to actually get teleported out. Not crazy. What is this? Oh, and the dwarves and elves will now push south into Blackrock. Demons and Dark Horde left alone to try to fend for themselves, but that's a big army coming your way right now. And how does it look? No reinforcements spotted. Nobody on the minimap look like they're ready. This is bad. Okay, so nothing from their allies. Green should be, I don't know, probably dying at the moment. Oh, the Pit Lords get left behind in the army, and this is actually not the worst way for them to go because they are going to do a lot of siege. They should use their abilities before they die. The breath is really, really strong, but they will explode on death, doing massive damage to their enemies, which will, of course, be healed up in no time. But still, oh no, what was that? You can see Terrace Menethil with a group. He's actually doom dropping, trying to aim heroes and get. He was sneaky little birdie. That's evil. Now they've got to kill a fully manned Maru who's going to invulnerability. I don't know if Arenicus intended for this to be one of the most delaying tactics I've ever seen in my life, but it's going to end up being awesome. Again, I don't know if he lost all those Dreadnought units getting summoned later for Light Blue's event, but for right now, that is funny. Finally, Blackrock Spire now under assault by the Alliance. One of the last bastions left of them. Okay, so yeah, they're going to need mass dispels. We can see Treants being used by our Harlocker player, seeming to focus surprisingly on his casters. We often see people who play High Elves or Rangers just go for melee attack damage upgrades and a ton of archers with frost arrows. It means your army will die, or not your army, but any one specific unit that steps out of line from your army and gets in their range, it's dead. It's so dead. And your hero, so dead if they want it dead. Now OJ's getting wiped up here by excellent use of the AoE stuns from the Skybreaker and spells in general and siege and support from the Dwarven Elder Gods. He's got no real extra money to speak of. I was gonna see he's doing well, quote unquote, for what he has. Ruberov with a dead Terran Gorefiend and Grandmaster Vorp. He was teleporting around with Terran Gorefiend trying to help. So up north, the Undead's continuing hold is the only thing that makes this even remotely okay, because Blackrock Spire is going to get wiped. Brown could push out. Our Dragonmaw player needs to make some kind of effort to get his allies out from under this. And then again, he could be deciding not to do that. Lord Uther could be doing bad things. Does he have plans for the world that don't involve helping his allies? I wonder. Oh, fuck. Okay, Edwin. Still no one willing to go into this hellhole that is Gray's base right now. I can't blame them. Gray doesn't have that many upgrades, but he does have one under defense, and that's going to be annoying enough with all those summons. Upgrades are hard to get to financially as Gray, other than caster upgrades, but once you do, it's so rewarding. Alliance backing off to leave them in the gutter for now. And what is your plan then, Alliance? Just ignore the north and pretend that the undead aren't gonna come streaming in here at any moment? Sorry guys, but Blue's gotta creep the islands first. Could he invade the Alliance and stop them? Could they probably kill everyone up north, leaving the Alliance with only one army, and then you guys push out? It changes the side of battle. Maybe! What Blue knows for sure is that this lever needs to be pulled. People need to be killed because he gets money. Fucking capitalist pig. Sorry, what was that? I got lost. What am I doing? Keyblock says, why not grab VODs from the Twitch to download and then cut them, re-upload them on YouTube? That's what other Twitch... have you seen... the 2,000 gold from Light Blue as a gift to Legion? What? Irenicus gave 2,000 gold to Legion? Huh? Do I actually believe that? That's crazy if true. Julian Reno, what are you talking about? You're what? You're making assumptions. Just relax, baby. Lord Uther didn't lose his heroes. Oh, he's got him in boats. They're trying to catch him. He's like, nope, never gonna get me. This is a very useful little drop-off point. But again, the Alliance can use it too. You just so rarely see the Alliance utilize ships in large numbers, and as I say that, I see this fleet moving around up north around Lordaeron, probably hoping to catch whatever Blue's doing before it gets there, but oh, it's so many here. I hate that Blues do this now. It's my least favorite thing. This going for Borealis is just, it's so odd to me. You know what I mean? I mean, I would say, yeah, Gray's pinging this like, I'm getting attacked. Why are you going down here where there's no real army? I mean, 4 boats could take over this base. 4 boats full of stuff, and then all the other ones come up here and they flank the Alliance army once it gets too overconfident. But instead, we have Blue putting all of his eggs into this stupid naval basket.
Our allied town is being attacked.
Such overkill for this island. Every Blue I've ever seen overkills this island with his whole army because it just must feel good. It's like a toddler if you set up a cardboard city for him to stomp through and there's no real danger to him and he just felt like a god. Like, this is what I imagine Blues feel when they're going through Borealis. Like, look at me, I'm very strong and no one fights me off. And anyway, back to the fight. Evil tried to push out very briefly because the Alliance was distracted by Brown. However, they're still going to get whooped every time because Green's nowhere to be seen. I don't know why Ruberov is grouping up out here outside of the Shadow Labyrinth. He's getting a full group of Ogre Magi. His upgrades are sitting at 2-2, or at least 2 on his Necrolites, not seeming to utilize his Warlock. The Necrolites only have Raise Dead, Silence, and something else. Anyway, I mean, they do pretty decent magic damage. It's just the Warlocks, they have the really good summon, the Demonic summon. It just seems like it never ends if you use Terran Gorfine's mana regeneration properly. Oh, and Brown's heroes able to just survive whatever they want to walk through. Now, maneuvering around the combat, trying to target down heroes and use his catapults as much as possible on these masked bunch right here. Get the catapults in range of that, and you're in for a good time, which he seemingly has now. Yes! Blowing up casters left and right now, but there we go. Greathawk's trying to take them down. Just enough spear throwers to stop that from happening. And now the catapults have their range locked in, and if Purple doesn't move, he's about to get squished by this assault. No! Catapults are actually attacking the summoned units, and Jaina starts blizzarding it. Hell yeah. Good move there, mages. And I think this is going to force him off. No dispels, meaning that these arcane elementals are continuing to pile up as the constructionists summon them, and the fight continues to go against him, but now, finally, the siege is targeting the right part of the combat, and I think Purple sees what the real problem is. Yes, he now targets the siege. They gotta run away. The Alliance now making another attempt on this, although not successfully. I believe Light Blue being allowed to throw away most of his army into this meat grinder. Okay, I'm fine. Yeah, so Dark Green still kind of sitting back, not supporting as much. He seems very caster focused right now, and Blue's whole army continuing to stream down south. Oh, guys, don't worry. There's at least 5 buildings and some creeps down here. So that, I mean, if he didn't bring his whole army, I feel like how would everyone know how big his penis is? That's a question we all really need to answer. Okay, Green teleporting at the last second to save Monaz's base and keep the Draenei portal alive. The Shadow Council will not allow its puppets to be slaughtered so casually without responding in kind. Oh, Dark Green is actually in Northrend right now. He's launched the Alliance expedition, leaving Arthas mostly on his own out here. Arthas can try to he's sitting in a boat all by himself. I think he's hoping to get a lot of Blue's attention and then just drop him, grab the sword, get the hell out. Because, and that's not a bad bet. He's got a lot of knights and not a lot of dispel here, so if enough necromancers can get this choke point manageable, just a few abominations, ghouls, necromancers, you can hold theoretically forever against what we're seeing now. The steam tanks will be the only real issue as they can siege down the base. Yeah, it's not great. And still no attempts to be made on the Noxious Glade. Although, I think they killed the Great Cauldron. No, there's another Great Cauldron. Well, he didn't launch the Plague, did he? Plague has still not been launched yet because Blue's having fun in his little fake fortress. His city destruction sim. So now we speed it up. The Alliance is backed way, way up. Are they afraid of Brown or what's going on? I feel like he's, made them nervous enough to stay bunched up? Apparently. Alright, and... Yellow, you gotta get off your island, buddy. You gotta go help do something.
Our forces are under attack.
No attack?
Our allies' town is under siege.
You're gonna bring your ships down a little bit ahead of time, maybe shorten the wait your allies have? Blue? Blue? Where are you, Blue? Have I lost your whole army, Blue? What? Sharksy Bar? Did you teleport or something? Oh, he teleported all the way up home to hold off this Dark Green attack, and now Dark Green is going to get the Frostmourne pedestal? No, he's going to leave him sitting in there. Inspector Messiah, come on, baby, I know you're better than that. I know you're trying to focus on this assault right now, which is actually going okay with Light Blue's Knights on the front line and almost 20 armor for them. My god, if you can get the steam tanks in range and really start taking out the main supportive structures or even taking out the caster groups in the back, either way. Something's inside my ear. It's not good. Alright. So, this is probably going to go in the favor of Gray if they can target the steam tanks. Right now, there is no threat greater than the steam tanks. They have heavy armor. The destroyers do magic damage. There's not a lot to talk about right now other than just hit the goddamn steam tanks. Look how they chunk his army with every hit. Now the flame strikes are coming in. Oh, the siege, it hurts. It hurts me. Precious. Destroyers really, really need to focus that down. We can see that some of the AoE from Kel'Thuzad is being used to try to hit that siege, but if you don't finish them with your destroyers, it's a GG. It's a GG. At least on this front. There we go. No, I'm sorry, he was targeting Uther. With Destroyer Micro, that might be possible if you... maybe? No, he's gonna have to retreat and kill the damn siege tanks. Finally, skeletal minions and a mass ghoul line being sent out. No dispels for Irenicus means that his siege will fall Dark Green too late to reinforce, and Uther nearly dead in the back. Gotta be careful, because Blue's forces are going to be getting in their ships soon and heading to the shore. In the meantime, Donalgas Station does still hold, but again, the cannon's down, so it's not the most worthwhile of, you know... I'm missing a fight down south. I see the yellows. Yes! Being repelled. What is Magnite doing? Magnite seems to be running to his own death right now. Right in the middle of the evil forces. I don't know if this was intentional. Nope. Skybreaker's trying to pick him up. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Ruberov saying lucky. That was so lucky. That was such a lucky pickup by the Skybreaker. Magnite deserved to be dead. And if green or orange had any skill, they would have cast every spell, every stun, every damage ability, everything on him to get that guy down. But they did right-click on him, so there's Blue's teleport. Right into the outskirts of Capital City, which does have a massive, like, frontline war facility right in front of it. Inspector doesn't have the money. Oh, no. He lost Arthas. He lost Arthas. No. Blue is distracted after the teleport. Arthas is now back under his control. He has Prince of Lordaeron and he's gained Frostmourne. 20 to all hero attributes, add a life-stealing attack and 35 damage bonus, and can summon workers. It's a wonderful weapon, and but the problem is if he dies while wielding it, he will become a servant of the undead Lich King. And Fabulous dying to the one thing he can't fight, which is a goddamn arcane generator. Legion now in the south is still a little bit nervous. Let's see if they know of each other. They do still share vision, so there hasn't been a Legion or a Undead Civil War yet. Teal will have the option with his heroes if he still has Mal'Ganis. He does not have Mal'Ganis, so he cannot launch the Plague event up here and get a big group of undead units that can help assault Strathel. And also, as you can see, no zombies are spawning in Strathel because Mal'Ganis is dead. So, Teal players, don't lose your Mal'Ganis, you dingle berries. But in response to all of this aggression in their main towns, our Alliance players have decided to go ahead and launch their own. So we had the Northern Expedition go. Now Murden Bronzebeard has launched the expedition, found Bronzebeard deep inside the tunnels of Ajol Narub here. Now, after him, if you're wondering how you get there, this is the entrance right here, and it's connected to right out here. I'm sure you all know that, but let's just make sure we know the geography. And now he will have to go through Ajol Narub. We'll get right to about here, and then a big, scary, old Titan thingy spawns. You have to kill it, and then you get the ability to make old earthen units. Now, the undead are on a rampage up north. There doesn't seem to actually be any cohesive armies to fight them. Oh no, Arthas, as soon as he lands, surrounded by blue and killed. So... Hercules, 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 Hercules. Oh, we're gonna watch some killing. He just became a big scary boy. I knew it. Yeah, I don't blame you for knowing it. I am amazed Magnite's alive. I thought that's how we were gonna see.
Our town is under siege.
So Inspector Masiak, after losing Arthas, has now become a servant of Lich King, gaining Arthas Menethil as a champion of Lich King, and Captain Falric, fallen captain of Lordaeron. They will now begin trying to assault, and probably winning this. Okay, Arenicus trying to micro King Tyrannus Menethil, who has an ability to summon these royal guards, or at least Lordaeron footmen, but there's no one to be here. Arenicus's army is non-existent. He seems to have only Uther running around. Is reinforcing with these steam tanks. What about the other ones? Cadwin, how are your High Elven forces doing? Still on a goddamn island just doing dick all. Sorry. What I meant to say was, what the are you doing? What I meant to say is, good job. I believe in you, and I think that you can improve in your abilities as a player. That's the one. That's what I was trying to say, you fuckface. I'm kidding. All of that, none of that was serious. Don't get upset. Interesting to see that so many creeps were also never taken care of here. Well, eventually, if they can get the Ranger Corps to switch over to the Undead side, I guess she could mind control a number of them. Oh god, Uther died. How? Arenicus, how? Was that intentional, bro? Did you get caught somewhere? Because now he's going to become the Scarlet Crusade. With Uther's death, that means that the Alliance is falling apart even more as the Undead are streaming across Lordaeron. That's the last thing they need. And the Dwarves now, with just insanity going on up north, they're under assault by Legion forces as well. And let's go and take a look at what they've been rallied. I think the Dwarves can hold this at the very... What is Green doing with his hero squad? He's aiming Magni, I guess, but what he's going to end up doing is losing Blackheart the Insider. He's not revivable. Ruberov, I think nothing that Yellow's winning his... What are you doing? Well, he's dead. I think Ruberov's going... Oh, no, what? He got out? How? Shadow form. He shadow formed out at the last frickin' second. That's amazing, but ooh, he pushed it so close. Upgrades definitely favoring the Dwarves right now with 1-6. I mean, you can't compare that. 19 armor on a Bear Warrior. Riflemen are sporting 12. Meanwhile, they're fighting Blackrock champions who don't have as much armor and damage capacity as these Dwarven Riflemen. So I think for now the Dwarves are okay if he lets his dang Bear Warriors on the front line anyway. He seems to have them in reserve. Maybe going for drops using the Skybreaker. They do have a stun ability. Could have snagged himself a Magtheridon, but now the Legion Dreadlords are on their way as well. And Brown, where are your forces? Brown, baby. What can Brown do for you? Oh, it can invade Airy Peak while Dunmoder is under assault. Okay, don't outgas. So I feel like he's going to lose one base or the other as the Dwarves right now. He can stay alive and slowly retreat into his base. Going for the Magtheridon here in a second if he gets any further out of line. Got him. Micro these Mountain Kings. Use their healing ability. Okay, or not. They're very good, and I know he's under pressure, so maybe he just doesn't have them grouped up right now. But that's not going to help him. Oh, he went for the Gruul, the Dragon Slayer route? Can he still go Twilight after Gruul? Either way. Ah! And the Undead, content to kind of sit and gloat for a minute. The Cult, however, pushing on, and Dark Green's probably going to be more aggressive as well, because he has a reason to be hungry. He has no control points. He's sitting here broke and embarrassed, with the remnants of his people, like, just hanging around his undeady, betraying ass. And... no, okay, so heads up to Dwarven players. Airy Peak does have an ability that you can activate that will do a crazy amount of lightning damage. It'll spawn a bunch of floating clouds that try to kill up everything there, and it alone can push an army away. So just, you know, use it. You can't get there right away. What I'd like to see, though, is if Tyrannus Menethil still has Falstad with a... No, he doesn't seem to have an air group for him anymore. Alright, here it goes. Next bastion of defense will be Stratholm. Well, at least for the elves, who are going to take it over, because Arenicus, now part of the Burning Crusade, or the... not the Burning Blade, the Burning Crusade, the Scarlet Onslaught. There we go. Oh, he went Scarlet Onslaught, full Scarlet Onslaught. I don't think he can go back to the Alliance after this. So he has now gained Renault Mograine, who has the Ashbringer, Sadian Dothrohan, Ashbringer almost up there with Frostmourne. Berean Westwind, who is not who you might think. Oh god, and that stream of reinforcements from OJ just implies that there's going to be another assault coming here in a minute. I have not seen Binky in a minute. Okay. Hold up mostly around Dalaran, it would seem. A little bit nervous, and I can't blame him. Netherseem... Oh, Legion's sneaking up behind him, and I don't know why. Avcatin is now hosting my stream. Thank you very much, darling, dearest, baby honey. 10 viewers, I love you. Alright, Legion is going to get pushed back. Dalaran in no mood, and he has all the reveals he needs to... And banishments, I want to mention. Banishments are a huge pain in the ass. Dwarves pushing out before Evil can regroup, going to claim himself a number of units, and possibly a hero. Reborov getting Rektorov. Rector? I barely know her. Rectum. And now the question becomes, what does the Scarlet Onslaught do with all their stuff in this part of the world? I'm assuming he's going to keep it right up until he wants to leave and then just jump in these transport ships and go home. Yusuf. Stop doing that, Yusuf. You know you're just shouting yourself out. You have no viewers. I love you. Alright. It's just disruptive, but I love you. 4-6 upgrades now for our Dwarven player. Just... Oh, on his range anyway. Melee's still 1-6. Everything else... This is bad for the Horde. 2-1 upgrades are their best. That's their melee. It doesn't even start to compare. And I do like the use of Siege. It's pretty much the only way he has to get consistent damage down on this army. They do need to focus the backline units. Silence. Oh, and Magnai's ultimate goes off. Ow. Yeah, it's an ultimate for a reason, and Magnai, you keep him for a reason. He's very powerful with buffs and shouts and ultimates for the army. Muradin right in the middle of there with his avatar ability, trying to smack down more. His thunderclaps will be great, but it looks like the Dwarven push may be running out of a little bit of steam right now. Other units are starting to die, and Green still has his Eridar Deceivers in the back healing up what is left of the army. And with resurrections, summons, and reinforcements here, we're going to see a bit of a change in the game. I think that Yellow lacks any dispels, and that mass summons would be a problem with that. That being said, they are still getting pushed back, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Vorpal here, his summons and healing will be very useful. And if he's upgraded into it, the mana destruction abilities. Ooh. Okay. Dark Green's forces are getting larger. Inspector Myasik, now out here in the public, killing people off. The elves are leaving... Actually, that's probably a great idea. They can't take that much damage, and killing off some of the siege units here for Dark Green will be smart. I just don't think that that's what they're intentionally doing, and they're just really distracted. Scarlet Onslaught gets a scare by the elves, but pushes them back up north into their lands. Parlocker, they've started to tower up Quelt the Lost, already shutting themselves off from the world. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and call this part 1. And Twilight, oh goodness, Luther has gone Cho'Gall. Lord Uther has gone for Cho'Gall, Necrosh Skullcrusher, and we'll be playing as the Twilight's Hammer Clan. So we'll see what happens in part 2. Thank you for joining me. This has been the one, the only, the Azothan. We'll see you in the next episode. In the meantime, check out Lordaeron the Foremath, and host a game at makemehost.com. Send it in to azothancasts@gmail.com. Like, comment, subscribe, all that crap. Love you guys. Bye.